Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a new marathon by Scott Anderson. Thank you, Scott, for sponsoring this musical journey. And I'm really grateful because you not only just sponsored the marathon, you only gave me the freedom to choose what songs from about 25 songs. I'm going to choose 5, but I mean in your order, of course, and your theme. I'm going to go with option number 1 today, Political World, and because I'm just very interested about the artists. There's Bob Dylan, and we got some Beck, which is an amazing artist. Elvis Costello, all you guys know that I love Elvis Costello. INXS, and then Quincy Jones. So I was just like, I can't say no to this, you know. And it is titled Political World, but I think this is more about political issues, but in not to push any kind of agenda or anything, you know. So that's why I'm like down with this. And I just can't resist, you know, some Quincy Jones and then Bob Dylan, you know. So I'm going to go with this one. I just feel this is going to be a lot of fun. So there's some notes here by Scott, which I'm going to read before the song, and then we're going to continue. But so first song is by Bob Dylan, Political World, in the title, from the album Oh Mercy in 1989. This was his 26th studio album, considered a bit of a comeback, and produced by Daniel Lanwes. I think I'm pronouncing this correctly. Great message in the late 80s, but really perfect message for today, when everything, including just the basic facts, gets dragged into a political argument, which is so true. But that's why we're here on YouTube. We're not on Twitter or anything. We're not getting into that stuff. It's a waste. Making obvious facts and reality something to be doubted. Super cool. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics on this one, and let's have some fun with Bob Dylan. So yeah, I'm gonna, you know, let's listen to the song, and then I'm gonna read Scott's info on the marathon, and then we'll, you know, continue throughout until we're done. So here we go. Thank you again, everybody, for being here, for watching, for subscribing, for liking the videos, disliking. There's nothing wrong with disliking a video, you know. It doesn't affect me at all, you know. It's usually 1 or 2 dislikes per video, so it's like it's a thing. It's normal. So here we go with Political World from Oh Mercy, and this is so cool to listen to some Bob Dylan from the late 90s, almost 1990. And I mean, come on, to have 26 albums under your belt, that's pretty impressive, you know. So here we go with Dear Bob. Here we go. Oof. Some JJ Cale vibes here.
We live in a political world. Love don't have any place. We're living in times where men commit crimes and crime don't have a face. We live in a political world. Icicles hanging down, wedding bells ring and angels sing and clouds cover up the ground. Woo! We live in a political world. Wisdom is thrown into jail. It rots in a cell in the sky that is hell, leaving no one to pick up the trail. We live in a political world where mercy walks the plank. Life is in mirrors, death disappears up the steps into the nearest bay. sure that it's real.
What a good rhythm.
We live in a political world. The cities with a lonesome fear. Little by little, you turn to the middle, but you're never sure why you're here. We live in a political world. Under the microscope, you can travel anywhere and hang yourself there. You always got more than enough room. We live in a political world, turning and a thrashing about. As soon as you wake, you trade to take what looks like the easy way out. We live in a political world where peace is not welcome at all. It's turned away from the door to wander some more or put up against the wall. We live in a political world. Everything's a hers and his. Climbing to the flame and shout God's name, but you're not even sure what it is.
Damn. I love this guy. So good. I mean, Bob Dylan, man. And I've only heard maybe like a handful, but every time I listen to a song, just like with the Hurricane, it's just legendary the way he writes. He's like a poet, you know. And I love the rhythm here. I love the simplicity of it, but the delivery was so good. And his songs will always be relevant. You know, it doesn't matter if it was in the 60s or 1989, like right here, it mirrors what we're living in right now. It's so crazy because you can literally listen to the song and say, yeah, yes, exactly. But this is literally almost 40 years later, and it's still the same, and it's always been the same, you know? So it's basically history repeats itself. So the way he wrote it back then makes the same sense right now. It's almost crazy how we haven't changed at all. Like none of us, you know? Yeah. You know, it's crazy. It's wild. Love the song. Love the opening. Like I said, some JJ Cale vibes right there. JJ Cale is another amazing musician. And poet, and he's always gonna be missed from me, because I got into him by accident almost. Like I think because of the song Cocaine, that is very famous by Eric Clapton, his version, but I didn't know it was originally written by J.J. Cale. And if somebody else wrote it before him, I don't know, but I think it was J.J. Cale. But yeah, Bob Dylan is just a legend, and he'll always be remembered for his lyrics, and also for being for not being afraid to speak out, which is awesome. Okay, next one, which is for me, what an artist, Beck. There's this hilarious video on YouTube that was taken out some MTV program back in the, I think in the early 90s, and where he's just like being super weird to the interview, but it was all like obviously planned, and the interviewer is also being super odd. It's just so bizarre. Like, look up, if you want to have a laugh, look up Beck weird interview, and it's just them being like silly, but obviously when they did it, it was live, and everybody was like, what the hell with these two dudes? They're like super odd, and it was just all like a thing, like It was all planned. So, but yeah, this is called The Information. Let's see from what year this is of. 2006. Let's see what Scott has to say about this. The Information, Beck, from the album The Information 2006, a song about how information in its many current forms tend to rob us of intimacy and pull us even further apart, a contributor to our political dystopia. You know, that's what I was thinking. Have you ever seen the movie Minority Report? Now, Minority Report is a movie from 2002. Steven Spielberg is in it. I remember this movie so much because it's literally like, I was like, this is like gonna happen someday. You know, it hasn't quite happened, but it's like we're almost like there. It's a 2002 movie that plays in 2050 or something, and it's about these three twins that can foresee the future. So basically, when something happens, like when a crime happens, these police officers, there's a special unit, they can see the crime before it happens because of these these three twins that can see the future. And it's like, it's super trippy. It's Philip K. Dick. I mean, you know, he gave us Blade Runner, Total Recall, and so forth. And so yeah, but this is super trippy because it's like, it's literally this dystopian world where you get arrested for something you didn't do, but you were going to do it, right? So it's super crazy. So when I was reading this, I was like, yes, it's getting more and more dystopian because now you see, you know, there's like, I think when you leave your house, you're getting filmed like by 500 cameras. I mean, depends where you live, but it's just crazy. I mean, there's no more privacy. And this is what Steven Spielberg said about this film. It's like, yeah, we got the greatest minds together to how the future is going to look like in about 30 years or 50 years. And yeah, pretty much privacy is going to be a thing of the past. There is no privacy. And it's really true. I mean, it's insane. But well, I'm loving this. Very interesting so forth. So far. Let's give it up for Beck. What an artist. I was not a fan of his back in the day. I didn't understand his music. I didn't understand the style, but now I'm down. I'm down for it. Here we go. So I'm hearing a little bit of influence like Bowie. I hear a little bit of Bono. The way the delivery of his voice. I love the music. It's very industrial, very heavy. I like this. It's very, very good. And the lyrics. If you wanted, you can pull up these lyrics, you know, while you listen to the marathon. I think they're very important. They're very good because what happens to me, it can get lost in the moment. And I think these lyrics are very interesting. You know, just a thought. If you wanna, because I have them pulled up right here. It's a little bit distracting, of course, because I'm so focused on the lyrics. I'm not focusing too much on the music, but the music here in the first song and this song is not that much. It's accompanying the lyrics, you know. Sometimes the music is way more important. The lyrics are just there too, you know. But in this case, this is more about the lyrics. So, but yeah, reminds me a little bit, yes, of Bowie, the delivery, like 90s Bowie and Bono, you know. I had this one time I bought this U2, and that's the only U2 U2 album that I know. I don't even know the name of it, but it has the song Lemon on it. Lemon. It's so good. And I never really got into U2. And then Alexia, I asked her like a couple of years ago, you like U2? And I don't like U2 at all. I'm like, okay. And then I asked her a couple of like years again. And I guess we did a reaction. She was like, I actually like U2. You know, she just didn't like them because she didn't know them. So I guess, but yeah. Okay, let's go. So good. Wow, what an artist, you know. Coming from a song, I remember the na 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 da 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 da. You know, I think that was his first song. Ah, no. I think it's like I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? So you'll unpair the door. Yeah, and then you know he comes up with this and all the layers of sound, and it's like he's like on a different level. I love this. You never know what you're gonna get, and there's the next artist that we're gonna cover is also the same way. For me, Elvis Costello is a chameleon, just like David Bowie. You know, just like Beck, you never know what style of music you're going to listen to. And I'm always excited. And that's literally, I honestly chose, okay, there were three players here. I wanted to listen to some more Elvis Costello. That was the first thing that caught my eye. Then I was like, Quincy Jones must be good. I mean, and then Bob Dylan. But then I was like, Beck and INXS. I mean, the whole thing is just perfect. You know, who are we kidding? So let's see. What Scott provided us with here. So Beyond Belief, Elvis Costello from the album Imperial Bedroom in 1984. Also on the best of Elvis Costello. The first 10 years, probably my favorite Elvis Costello lyrics It's so good, but somewhat unknowable. Not really political, except in the sense of the individual's inner disarray and falsely bargaining with themselves for some dubious results. All right, cool. Thank you for that explanation. That makes, puts it into a little bit more context. But yeah, today I'm not going to rant about getting off social media because we are on social media, unfortunately. But I do recommend, right now, after this, I'm going to go to the gym for an hour, at least an hour, to walk, get some air, drink some water, all these stuff we kind of like forget because we're on our phones so long. That's it. That's my rant. Okay, so let's go with Elvis Costello. And it's a very short song, but I'm sure it's very good. So here we go. See, I never know.
History repeats, the whole conceits. The clip replies, the same defeats. Keep your finger on important issues with crocodile tears and a bucket full of tissues. I'm just the oily slick on the wind-up world of the nervous tick. In a very fashionable harbor, I hang around and to be tortured. You'll never be alone in the bone arches. Scrabble with the bottle is nothing so novel. So in this almost empty gin palace, through a two-way looking glass, you see her Alice. You know she has no sense for all your jealousy. In a sense she still smiles, very sweet, charged with insults and flattery. Her body moves with malice. Do you have to be so cruel to be callous? And now you find you fit this identical completely. You say you have no secrets, then leave discreetly. My hands were clammy and cunning. She's been suitably stunning. But I know there's not a hope in Hades. All the laddies, cat call, wolf whistle. So-called gentlemen and ladies, dog fight like rose and thistle. I got a feeling I'm gonna get a lot of grief. Once it seemed so appealing, now I am beyond belief. I got a feeling I'm gonna get a lot of grief. Once it seemed so appealing, now I am beyond belief. I got a feeling I'm gonna get a lot of grief. Once it seemed so appealing, now I am.
Again, the music is so freaking good and so different. Everything he does is different. It's like, I've heard reggae, I've heard blues, I've heard this. I don't even know what this was, like what kind of style of music. It was just very good. The bass dominating here, very short and sweet, but like I have to see this man live. I have to. And I will. I hope he's still touring. I'm not gonna look it up right now, but you guys can tell me. You guys always tell me. Another band here that's very popular that I've done quite a few reactions to is INXS. I think the first time I reacted to them, I called them INXS, and I got I got my fair share of attention, of course. But I do, I love, you have to remember, I do speak 4 languages. So when I see something, it's like, okay, how do you even pronounce this, and then, oh, this obviously is like a Latin name, or this is a German name, like when there's like a stain, for me it's a stein, and that's how I get into how I kind of like get my way into trouble. I don't do it to be disrespectful. It's like none of that. It's just hilarious that some people do take it that way. But please just keep in mind, there's a lot of information going through my head, and I really sometimes don't know how to pronounce stuff because there's so many possibilities how to pronounce it. So that's pretty much it, But yeah, just a little thing to note. So this is Original Sin from The Swing. Let's see what Scott is going to add to this. So INXS, Original Sin from the album The Swing, 1984. It's a pretty straightforward meaning of opening up people's minds to reject ideas out of segregated relationships, to prove that the message that we received, that was received politically and was banned on some US radios. Oh, okay. Like, see how I read this completely wrong? So it says, I think I missed the period here somewhere. To prove that the message was received politically and was banned in some US radio stations. Oh God, okay. Well, let's listen to it, that I think I'm and then okay, so also another thing before we continue, after this, he gave me two choices. One is Quincy Jones, and I love Quincy Jones, to everything he did, like in his jazz days, to Michael Jackson, to everybody who has worked with him. But I think this is going to get a little bit more, R&B or rap, which I'm totally fine with. But he gave me a second choice. I'm going to go with the Back on the Block, Quincy Jones. But here we go again, first with INXS.
You might know of the original sin, and you might know how to be with fire. But did you know of the murder committed in the name of love? Yeah, you thought what a pity. Dream on, white boy, dream on, black girl, then wake up to a brand new day, to find your dreams are washed away. There was a time when I did not care, and there was a time when the facts did stare. There is a dream, and it's held by many. Well, I'm sure you have to see its open arms. Dream on, white boy, dream on, black girl, and wake up to a brand new day. Dream on, black boy, dream on, white girl, and wake up to a brand new day, to find your dreams have washed away. Dream on, black boy, dream on, white girl, and wake up to a brand new day, to find your dreams have washed away. Flaming fire,
White boy, black girl.
black boy, white girl. White boy, black girl. Black boy, white girl. The name of love, yeah, is that what you pity? Yeah! The original sin.
Super catchy. Super catchy. All right. So I read some, so it's a little bit, buried, the meaning of it all. So I looked up some, so this is obviously, I don't know if this is accurate, but I'm going to try and, use this. It's, for example, it says here, the meaning of original sin. At its core, original sin is a song about the struggle between good and evil. The lyrics are filled with biblical references and allusions to the fall of man in the Garden of Eden. And this is like where the chorus of the original sin. It's all right with me. These lyrics suggest that while sin is part of humanity, it's also part of our story. It is a struggle that we all face, but it's also something that has shaped us and make us who we are. And then let's see. Now the verses of the song dive deeper into the struggle between good and evil and the idea of temptation. One of the most famous lines in the song are "Dream on, white boy, dream on, black girl, and wake up to a brand new day to find your dreams have washed away." And so basically what this means, and this is, it says, this line suggests that no matter who you are or what your dreams may be, there will always be temptation and struggle. The use of white boy and black girl in the lyrics is seen as a reference to race relations in the United States and the struggles that come with those issues. So, and that's where it says the impact. While Original Sin may have been a hit in the 80s, its impact has lasted much longer. The song has been covered by numerous artists over the years, including Taylor, Dane, and Pandora's Box. In conclusion, overall, Original Sin is a song that deals with the human struggle between good and evil. Its lyrics are deep and meaningful, and the imagery in the video adds another layer of depth to the song. So this is, from a reviewer. So, yeah, but it makes sense to me, but I love how catchy it was great, synthy. It felt, 80s. So, I loved it. Okay. All right. So we're going to continue with, Back on the Block, Quincy Jones, Big Daddy Kane, Ice-T, and Cool Mo D, Grandmaster Meal. I'm sorry. And so I think this is a compilation of artists singing together. Let's see, but there's some more information here. Back on the Block by Quincy Jones, from the album Back on the Block 1989. The album won the 1991 Grammy Award for Album of the Year and featured many great artists from three generations, including Ella Fitzgerald, okay? Miles Davis, my man on the trumpet, my favorite jazz trumpet player, Al Jarreau. I love Al Jarreau. George Benson, that's I play stuff from George Benson, all my octave stuff. And a 12-year-old Tevin Campbell, the song Back on the Block won the Grammy for Best Rap Performance by Duo or a Group with Big Daddy Kane, Ice-T, Colmo Day, Mel, and Quincy Jones. I believe it's the young Tevin Campbell singing the lead vocals in the bridge. Yeah. Well, let's experiment. I love me some rap. There's a lot of love that what's the name of the artist that oh my god, what is it called? This guy from England, and he's pretty much doing rap music, but I don't remember his name. It doesn't matter. Let's just get into it. I wanted to do something different, and let's listen to this. Let's go.
Back on the block. Back on the block. Back on the block, so we can rock with the soul, rhythm, blues. We about to hip hop. Back on the block. Back on the block.
Ice-T, let me kick my credentials. A young player bred in South Central LA, home of the body bag. You wanna die, wear the wrong color rag. I used to walk in stores and yell, lay down. You flinch your inch, AK spray down. But I was lucky cause I never caught the hard time. I was blessed with the skill to bust a dope rhyme. All my homies died, I caught the pencil. Lost the diamonds, cops told the benzos. Living that life that we thought was it. Fast laning, but the car flipped. I'm not gonna lie to you cause I don't lie. I just kick thick game. Some people say why? Cause I'm back on the block, I got my life back. So I school the fools about the fast track. I get static on my style and my technique. Profanity, the blatant way in which I speak. But the dude knows the streets ain't no kiddie game. You don't know the dude? Quincy's his first name. He told me, Ice, keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't give a damn if the squares don't understand. You let them tell you what to say and what to write. Your whole career will be over by tomorrow night. Rap from your heart, and your heart's with the street. Rap on my record, man. Kamiko, send Ice to beat. The dude is definitely back. What can I say? The man can roll with Ice-T and Michael J.
Back.
See, I love that he credited Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson. The man can roll with Ice-T or Michael Jackson. I love it. And I remember there was a song by Ice-T, which is Power. I've always liked his voice, and I like him, and he's in a couple of shows. I don't think he's in maybe, but I've always had, before I got into guitar and playing rock and all that stuff, I listen to rap, like not obviously like that I was a super fan and I was like trying to rap myself, but it didn't bother me at all, and it still doesn't bother me to this day. There's some rap that I can't stand, which is too much profanity and the mumble rap, like the rap from today is not rap. This is rap, like rhyme. It's an art form. It's the art form of rhyming, and and when it's clean like this, without cursing, I like that, so and Quincy Jones, I mean, he can't produce a bad record. So let's go back.
Block. Back on the block. Back on the block, so we can rock with the soul, rhythm, blues, bebop and hip hop. Back on the block. Back on the block.
I'm back on the block, on the screen. I'm on the wax, I'm on the stage, I'm on the scene. I'm on your case just like an attorney. The dude took me on a magic journey to dance in France alone and roam on the farmlands in Nebraska, the cold of Alaska, the heat of the motherland. To be with my brother man on top of a snow-capped mountain. I'm scouting what another man saw in a race of people. To see him give his life for the price of equal. The highest wisdoms, the richest kingdoms. The song of songs we heard David sing them. He showed me when I was young and hung out. He showed me making love, even showed me strung out. He showed me pumping iron, standing on the rock. But tears came to my eyes when he showed me my block.
Back on, back on the block. Back on the block. Back on the block.
Stogie, just Stogie, mama. Stogie, Stogie. And one by one each woman he kissed. He kissed her and she would fall in love. Stogie, just Stogie, you know. Stogie, Stogie. Till someone shows that they care enough. Ain't nothing gonna buy the Stogie love. Some say they can't take it no more. Coming in, starting slow. Booty back on booty for sure. Back on the block to stay. Some say he ain't gonna be weird. Coming back to the street. But he know you'll never forget. Back on the block to stay.
Back up and give the brother room to let poetry bloom to whom it may concern or consume. As I reminisce before this, the bliss that exists. But now we brought about a twist. Cause I remember reading of my people bleeding, put through slavery and killed for bravery. We should have got our freedom much sooner. You never seen a black man on the honeymooners. But now somehow we've learned to earn, to grow, to show the elevation of our people built this so. Jesse Jackson, Miss America, a black one. No more living for just a small fraction. I was once told by the dude that knowledge is a food to nourish. So took a clue. This from an Asiatic descendant, Big Daddy is shot. Your Q, we back on the block.
Back on the block. Back on the block. Back on the block. So we can rock with the soul, rhythm, blues. We about to hip hop back on the block. Back on the block.
An everlasting omnipresence is my present state of being, seeing the unpleasant sight of righteous souls live like peasants. The mind stunts growth and adolescence. My insight enables me to enlighten the weakest of minds and I put him in flight. As I transcend the ascend or descend, recreate, reincarnate and resend the powerful spirits of our ancestors. For those that don't know how God blessed us, because man messed up, the media dressed up, lies perpetrated as truths and it left us confused. But I've seen it all before, from Babylon to the Third World War. I'm more than a man, I'm more like an entity. Back on the block, and this time my identity's the dude.
I love how they keep referencing Quincy Jones. I didn't know that he was called the dude. This was in the last paragraph here that that he provided me with, but this was more from me, you know. And this is a great song, man. I love the lyrics, you know, a lot of you know, reality in there. Go through them yourself if you want to. I know it's very quick, but it's worth it. And yeah, it's a great tune, man, you know. So at first it was Ice-T, and I don't know who, I don't know if it's Big Daddy Kane, but I think he said Big Daddy. But yeah, it's a great song. I love it. You know, it's really important to be able to enjoy all sorts of music. Like I grew up with classical music, but my mom was also huge, like hugely into reggae. And my dad owned a nightclub in the 70s and 80s. And so when he sold it, we were left with thousands of vinyl LPs. So I would go through them, and just whatever looked cool would go on the turntable, you know. So I ended up listening to Run DMC, and I met Run DMC actually one time. It was at a day event. I could only go there in the day, and they were there, and they signed like this CD, Run DMC CD, the LP Run DMC for Nick, and it said "Stay in School." Really cool. So I was obviously a fan, you know. So that's how I became a fan of rap, mostly Run DMC, and I always loved them because they're clean. Later on, like their first four albums are very clean, not one curse word. But then they became more, it was more about the streets and the latest albums, like in the '90s. That's when I stopped listening to Run DMC. But yeah, this is great. I'm having a lot of fun. Great track. A good, like, overall, to going from Bob Dylan to Beck to Elvis Costello to INXS, and then this is really good. I love that's what I want, the variety on the channel is just really cool. So here we go.
Back home, back on the block. Back home, back on the block.
Stooky, stooky, mama. Stooky, stooky. One mama, one sound. One mama, one sound. Stooky, stooky, mama. Stooky, stooky. One mama, one sound. One mama, one sound. Yeke, when I'm. Come here.
I would contend that the rappers here to stay.
Awesome, man. I think I just saw this little documentary on Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones, and unfortunately they kind of grew apart with the recording of Off the Wall. I mean, which was a huge success, and then Thriller, biggest, still most sold album on the planet to this day, and then Bad, and then kind of like their collaboration kind of like went like, I guess they just split ways. And I think there was, and I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, I think Quincy Jones wanted Michael to be part of this, and Michael didn't. Like, he didn't. I can't say he didn't want to. I don't know. Please, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. It's not facts. Like I said, don't quote me on it. But unfortunately, yeah, they. I love Michael Jackson, but I think Dangerous was not my favorite, like, Michael Jackson era. I think still those three albums are the best ones because it has like Quincy Jones DNA in there, and of course with Michael being so, talented. And I can't wait for the movie. That they're making like what we saw in Bohemian Rhapsody and Elvis, and then Rocket Man, that kind of deal, but for Michael Jackson. And I can't wait. It's gonna come out next year. And one of my favorite directors is doing it, the guy that directed Training Day, and oh my god, just fantastic. But yeah, this was great, so much fun. And that's what I love about music. You, whatever the style may be, I can listen to southern rock and have a good time. I can listen to classical music, opera, rap, whatever, heavy metal. I mean, I can enjoy it all. I used to be very, I'm just going to listen to this, but now, as I'm getting older, I just want to have fun, and I'm not so, I don't know. I'm less set in my ways, you know, like I used to be. I guess I'm just getting older and more, you know, I don't know. But I hope you had a great time. I surely did. Thank you so much, Scott, for this awesome marathon. I can't wait for the next one. There's some more to come, and I'm super excited, man, because I love how much effort you guys put into these and how much thought. And it's really it's a pleasure to do this, you know, and it's wonderful. And also all the recognition and the kindness that I get in the comments, you know, not from everyone, but I want to, you know, like cut those people out of my life that only have negative things to say. I don't need that. That's a thing that I've learned, and I've used to be very, like, I would just take it, but I think I'm now there where I'm like, I just don't need that, you know? So I'm just gonna remove that part from my life, you know? So people that, you know, leave negative comments, they can just leave, you know? I don't need them, you know? So that's how it's gonna be from now on. So again, thank you so much for listening, for enjoying, you know. Leave a comment, like I said, you know. I mean, you can leave a negative comment, you're free to do so, but don't respect a friendly answer, because I do answer comments. So again, thank you so much, Scott. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.